Intriguing title, but don't get too excited. It doesn't mean what you think. I live in a highly proven bushfire zone. Helensburgh fires 2001 prove that. And this is why I get worried when people seem to think there shouldn't be a problem with someone who burns off in the backyard. But this also includes hazard reduction burns where there's no notification to the houses. They seem to think everybody's on the internet. But I was informed by the Illawarra Rural Fire Headquarters that a 24-hour notification is given before hazard reductions with a letterbox drop. Maybe this clearly shows the problems there are. Something that the Rural Fire Service, the Helensburgh Fire Brigade and others should understand why I get so concerned about things like this and they don't seem to be worried. This is my ever-loving neighbour from hell and his fire. And this was on Good Friday, the 25th of March, 2016. And this gives a good indication, first time I've been really able to do this with the CCTV camera. This video is sped up 2,000 times because it actually takes 2.5 hours and well into the night, and I do it all in about 9 minutes. Some interesting things. This shows the trail of where the smoke deliberately comes across into my place. Thank God my garden there is growing higher and higher and making a bit of a chimney in a fashion. But the trouble is, look at all that bush around. He has no chimney for the fireplace. He has no smoke inhibitor or ash inhibitor, and he's already admitted to the police that he does it deliberately to annoy me. And if you wonder what I've done, well, nothing, since his house is still there. But I never did anything in the first place. It wouldn't matter who lived next to this guy, he would still do it. And that's a worry, because he's been doing it since 1998, and he always calls it a barbecue that goes for hours. Under the Wollongong City Council, smoke in the neighbourhood is a big no-no. It's smoke pollution, especially if it's annoying the neighbourhood. And there's also problems like with kids and so on and so forth breathing the smoke. It doesn't matter to this guy, and apparently it doesn't seem to matter to the Mayor of Wollongong City Council, because he sent me a letter saying, well, he checked with his manager about these sort of things, and they said they didn't have any smoke pollution policy. Yet there it is on their website. Really strange, and it's under the Department of Environment and Heritage that they actually have to have controls on this sort of thing. Now, Council did initially write in 1998 because of other complaints from people with burning in the backyard. Oh, look at that, it's going really well, hey? And yeah, so he sort of cut it down, and then basically he's been going ever since. He purchased the house in 1998, but prior to that it was empty for 3 months because it was a deceased estate. There was this Besser block incinerator there, which I really wished had disappeared somehow, because I thought, well, who's going to use an incinerator? It's against the law. Well, I didn't count on this guy. This is how it looks now. As you can see, he doesn't have much of a smoke or ash inhibitor, does he? However, I have a fairly good record of all these fires that have been going on since '98. However, he wins my Lifetime Achievement Award for Neighbour from Hell, category Firebug. Originally in the Wollongong Local Environment Plan 2009, these backyard burn-offs were actually supposed to be in a self-contained spot, have a chimney and smoke and ash inhibitor. But when the Liberal government swept the power in the New South Wales, they actually removed that about the chimney. And even though I've written to them, all they refer to is a stupid law. Hey, the night view kicked in as it was getting quite dark out there, and you can see the insects flying around and some curious looking creatures that seem to look like fairies in front of the camera. But in actual fact, the little insects flying around the backyard could even be wasps. So keep watching as we go into really night, and you can see the glow there to the middle left. There you are, look, coming from the fire. And the lights just see sort of going across the trees down the back, they're car headlights from the road behind. So yeah, keep watching this rather interesting expose. There's those insects that look like little flying fairies if you pause. Really, if a fire breaks out caused by this guy, not only can Wollongong City Council be sued, but so can the New South Wales government for failing in their duty of care to take protection and evasive steps to prevent this from happening. They have both been notified and they have both done nothing. And here we are in this highly proven bushfire zone. Council say it's a neighbour dispute, but actually I'm acting on government regulations. Oh, holy guacamole, what was that? So let's have a look at that again in slow motion. My God, what's he throwing on the fire? Kerosene or petrol? I saw this and I thought, my God, what's going on? So normal speed is at 100%. So we're gone from 2000% down to 30% to see this in slow motion. Look, there it comes up again. And this glow persisted, as you'll see, for quite a while. But when I went out there to have a look, in actual fact, I couldn't see a thing. It was all absolutely pitch black. We're back to 2,000 times speed. And I went out, there's still a glow there, yet I still couldn't see anything. And I thought, well, what's going on? And the only thing I can think of, because this CCTV is infrared, it's picking up heat from the fire, and I think he must have thrown water over the fire to put it out. But as we could clearly see, it certainly didn't go out, and it certainly had an effect on the CCTV. You can see it's still rather strong there, but yep, outside it was pitch black, no glow, no nothing, certainly no smoke. But this just goes to show you how fires continue, and you can be really unaware of what's going on. And this is really great to go to bed to, knowing this is going on down the back of your place in a lot of thick bush. But this is what you would consider a short fire, because it only went for about 2.5 hours. The reason there was so much smoke is because he's burning wet wood. Now, interestingly, his fires usually go for six hours. And when the fire brigade has turned up, he's saying he's having a barbecue. After 4 hours of smoke everywhere, he says he's still having a barbecue. That's a long barbecue. But interestingly, you never smell anything cooking like you would with a normal barbecue. And he's got a gas barbecue right next to it. So go figure on his reasoning. He still hasn't produced any letter from Wollongong City Council saying he can do all this. Nor has Wollongong City Council produced a copy of the letter they sent to him. Most interesting. However, I'm sure if you or I did a similar thing, we'd certainly get bounced upon and heavily warned by council. I wonder if it's got anything to do with the fact that this guy works for Sutherland Shire Council. Oh, no, what am I saying? Interestingly, he only does this of a weekend or a public holiday when you cannot possibly contact council, who are the prime investigators. Strange, isn't it? So after nearly an hour since we saw that extraordinary flash, the glow is finally dying out. But still, just an interesting record of this particular fire on a Good Friday. I'm sure there will be plenty of more fires to come, and this camera will be watching. Thank you for viewing.